how's it going? Anthony Fro here, Crate Sci-Fi. Today I'm working on a hologram for my new series, Zenith Run. So, you know, for a while it's going to be a series of videos on that project, and part of the reason is that to demonstrate low, no budget is a lot of time, right? It's like you're investing time instead of money. But it's exciting and it's very doable. So, a while back for my short film Erringer, I did a demo of how to do a hologram, more of like a pixel voxel 3D kind of cool looking hologram, which was awesome. But for this, Zenith Run is more future analog. So I want to do like old school Star Wars style scan lines, right? Now, traditionally in Star Wars, it's like a 3D hologram. There's like a device or something and it comes up. For this, my characters talk to each other on screens, but I still want that look, right? So we're gonna do a version of that. And it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty fun, very sci-fi. So I wanna show you, it's After Effects, you know, but it's pretty basic. These videos, you know, real time is probably like a half a day. So, you know, it'll go fast, but it's what the pause button is for. And then what I do is I create all these elements. So once I do the hologram, I've already done my background layers, I've done my comp, I've done my color look. I can start assembling this project. So you'll see here she's gonna do a move, right? There she goes, she does that move. And I need the hologram to come up, and then now I'm gonna establish the hologram look, right? So let's dive right in. First thing we got to do is key the footage. You can use whatever software you like. You can use Keylight, which come with After Effects. I like Primat. And, you know, you don't have to have a perfect key for this. Obviously, you want to try to get it as good as you can. But, you know, we're going to be comping this with lots of scan lines and colors. So just get a good key. That looks good. So now that we got our key, we want to add a little bit of life to this, right? It's just a flat image, and we want to give it a little something, right? A little to show that it's being transmitted, that it's digital, right? So to do that, now we're gonna make a new composition. We're gonna add some gray to that. Now we're gonna make another solid, a white solid, and we're gonna squish it, and then you wanna pull it out. And so we wanna put the opacity at about 10. So now we're gonna do a wiggle expression. You alt-click to position, and we're gonna go wiggle. I've tried a couple different things. For this, I'm going to do 0.5 and 100. You can experiment, but you see, you're getting that wave, right? So now we're going to duplicate this, and you don't have to worry about positioning because it's a random, so that's nice. So it kind of just sort of takes on a life of its own. And I'm going to do that again. And then what I want to do now is I'm going to copy it and I'm going to turn it black, right? So we're going to mix it up. These are going to be crossing each other. And so the black just gives it a little more of a dance. So now I'm gonna add an adjustment layer. And with that adjustment layer, we just wanna blur this a little bit so it's not these crisp lines. And that helps everything to blend together. And then I'm gonna add sharpen. And basically what it does is when it intersects, it kind of looks like bad video, which is what we want. And then I'm just gonna add a little noise to all of this. And now we have our plate to get this cooking. So now we bring it in over the image, and we're gonna put a transfer mode, hard light, soft light, overlay, whatever works. I'm gonna do overlay, and then you click that button, and then it only puts it over the alpha. Now to give it a little extra, we're gonna add the wave warp effect. And it's self-animating, so that helps out a lot, but you just wanna use a little bit, like a tiny bit. If you use too much, then it'll look goofy. All right, so now we're gonna add another black solid like we did with the white. We're just gonna make a little strip, and I'm gonna add fractal noise to that, and we're gonna wiggle that, and so pre-compose that. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a displacement map. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give it this traveling sort of scan line bad video effect that looks really good, and it'll bring life to our hologram. All right, so now that we got that, now we want to add sort of the TV scan line look. I think that's pretty much the signature of that Star Wars kind of look, right? And that's the thing that It seems like it's always that way now, but it was actually, that was like the first time we saw it, and it's definitely become like a staple. So lots of times I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, especially on low, no budget. You want to have these touchstones to sort of elevate your project, right? And to do that is very straightforward. You could do that with this Venetian blind effect, just drop it in there. And the key with this is just to make them really fine, like a value of 3 or 4 is usually pretty good. And then now I just want to add a little bit of a blur to this, just to sort of blend everything together. And we're going to silhouette this on the alpha, and boom. All right, so now we have sort of the core of the effect established, built. Now we got to start putting on the wrapping paper. The dressing, the icing, the final touches. So now we're just going to color it, but first I want to add a chromatic apparition. Now I have Magic Bullet. One step, I drop it on there. There's other ways to do that, but I find that the Magic Bullet's the easiest. So now with the color vibrance from Video Copilot, we're just gonna add a little bit of color on here. It's a great plugin. You can get it for free. I'll put a link below. All right, now if you wanted that Star Wars style 3D hologram that's gonna come out of a device or something, that's fine. You can stop here. But for me, like I said, mine's gonna be projected like on a HUD, a screen. So I'm just gonna have to do another couple steps again. So if you wanted just that Star Wars look, you could stop here, but this is gonna be like a HUD. So now, because I'm not doing a sort of 3D floating hologram, I'm gonna add just a little bit of noise in the background. So I do a white solid, I add some fractal noise. Usually I do it cloud-like, but this, because it's digital, I make these squares. This is just gonna give it a little dancing background. Now to frame that, there's ways to build HUDs. They're pretty straightforward, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not gonna do that. You can find these elements online, and you can also build them pretty easily. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to use pre-made elements, and I'll show you where you can find those. If you just go to Google and you search green screen HUD, you'll find plenty of things that you can use to achieve this. And you know, again, this is just a little detail, but I think these things add value, right? It's just like the little, like the noisy background, the frame that we're gonna put around it. You know, these are things that you don't notice, but if they're not there, you sort of feel like, this is a little janky. But when they're there and working, you don't notice them, right? I know that's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true, right? All right, so now that I got this HUD, I'm just gonna key it out, and I'm just gonna use a series of masks to just kind of get my desired shape. Like I said, I just want to frame this messaging system that's going to be in between the ships in my show. And I'm adding the same VC color vibrance that I have on the hologram, just so that everything blends together. So now I'm going to put a mask around my main hologram, and it's going to now be framed inside of this HUD object. Now, just to give it a little something, I'm gonna add a bulge, and what this is gonna do is it's just gonna fisheye it a little bit, and that's just gonna give it a nice sort of third dimension. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so now we're getting to the good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and comp this into the actual plate that I showed you at the beginning. So I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna add some levels and some glow. So first I wanna add some levels, and this is sort of gonna make it pop, right? So I'm just gonna make it very black, and just the highlights I'm gonna pull out. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of a glow to that. You know, I really just wanna make like the fine adjustments on this layer, right? So then once I'm happy with that, I'm gonna go to the next layer, and I'm just gonna screen that, right? So that's really just gonna make all those adjustments we made pop. And then the final glow, I'm gonna add on an adjustment layer, a separate adjustment layer. That's gonna give me the control, and by putting it on that adjustment layer, you kind of get that nice haze, that spill that we associate with glow. And now I have it comped into my final plate, and that's looking pretty good. We're finally starting to have a space show. All right, so again, to reiterate, that, you know, that was bang, 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 you know. It's meant to just give you the overview. I showed you the details. you just hit pause. But let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like all put together.
Sir, ma'am. Sir, good day.
Is the package secure?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, yes, the package is secure.
I think there's been a misunderstanding. Maybe you could help me.
Shh. Keep her silent. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, that's working for me. And again, like I said, like I front load all this stuff. So you do all the work, you get all your elements, and now that I have everything working, now I can start building out the show. Now it takes it takes a while, and also too, this will give you a realistic understanding. If you're planning on doing it yourself, it's very doable, very straightforward. Or if you're going to have somebody do it for you, at least now you know what goes into it, right? And you can better manage that and better direct that. So if you're following along for Zenith Run, we're getting there. So I think what I've done in the past is sort of Netflix style. I've done all the episodes and then drop them at once, but I feel like that'll be a long way out. So if I just do it one episode at a time, I could probably have the first one done not too long from now. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I think one every couple of weeks, or you wait a couple months and it all drops at once. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about that. Well, as always, I hope you found this video useful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I love to read the comments, and be sure to check out our merch shop. Now today, I'm wearing a Punish Props Academy shirt. Bill Duran over there at Punish Props. I love that channel. I get so much value from that channel, and a lot of stuff that I know I've learned from that channel. And so I'm practicing what I preach, right? So by supporting the channels, by buying shirts, it really helps out. You can go to our merch shop, and we got the Create Sci-Fi tees, hats. This is the black on black one that I really like. Check that out if you pick up a shirt or something that really helps the channel. Well, just remember, I'm here to help make sci-fi.